For all your action figure needs, check out Big Bad Toy Store for action figures ranging from wrestling to movies to video games to superheroes and much more. Link is in the description below. Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Figure Wednesday. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Mattel WWE Battle Pack Series 21 Primetime Players, which consist of Darren Young and Titus O'Neil. First, looking at the packaging, you can see that this is Titus O'Neil's first time in the line, so this is actually his first action figure ever, I believe, which is pretty cool that he comes with Darren Young. As you can see, they come with the stop sign accessory, kind of a random thing to give them, but still cool. And what's cool about the way they're packaged is that Mattel did their best to package them in their signature pose or whatever that they do when they're saying millions of dollars. So that's cool. They actually put them as best as they could in that pose to make it awesome for display for those of you who display them or open like myself. So that's pretty cool. You can see on the side it says Darren Young and Titus O'Neil. It says they come with a stop sign, that it's part of the Battle Pack series, and it has their pictures here of Darren Young and Titus O'Neil and the WWE logo. And then a warning choking hazard in case any of you get really hungry during this review and want to eat the figure, which hopefully you don't do, and I highly recommend you don't do that. So anyway, looking at the back now, you could see that it just shows the same pictures of Darren Young and Titus O'Neil from the front, saying it's his first time in the line, that it comes with a stop sign. It's part of the Battle Pack series, and then also in this series is Kane and Daniel Bryan with a kendo stick. Weird, it says versus rather than and. I guess this was when they were against each other. That's how old this 2-pack is based off of. And then there's Sheamus versus Randy Orton, which comes with the World Heavyweight Championship belt, in case you don't have one of those. Also, it shows, I believe, the newer Raw Basic ring. For any of you that collect basic rings, as I've said before, I don't, so I'm not really sure if that's a new one or old. It has John Cena standing in the ring. That's probably one of the 9,000 John Cena figures Mattel has made, so I don't think that's a new one in that picture. The rest of the box has copyright information, along with the WWE logos, the Mattel logo, the barcode, and all that other choking hazard and other stuff. So now, that's basically the packaging for them. Let's take a look at them out of the box. Before I show you guys Titus and Darren Young, I just wanted to show you the stop sign accessory. So here's a stop sign accessory they come with. I guess it's cool if you don't have a stop sign for your collection. And on the back it just has the WWE logo and some copyright information and things like that. But other than that, it's a neat accessory to have if you use it for hardcore matches or anything like that. So yep, now I'll show you guys the figures. Alright guys, so here we have Battle Packs 21 Primetime Players Darren Young and Titus O'Neil, fresh out of the package. Before I went into detail about this, I did some research, and I thought Titus O'Neil was a little bit taller than Darren Young. And on the figures, they seem pretty close to the same height, and Mattel's usually pretty good about scale. But I guess Titus O'Neil is 6'4" and Darren Young is 6'1", so maybe Mattel should have made a little bit more of a height difference. I don't know, it's not that big of a deal, of course, but it just looked kind of odd to me when I opened them up, because I met Titus a few years ago and he's a really nice guy, and I remember him being really tall. But then again, I'm only 5'8", so maybe that's why. But let's take a look at Titus first. So here you see Titus up close. He has a smiling head scan, and it actually looks just like him. Mattel did a nice job on his head scan. He's got his beard, as you can see, and he has a ball jointed head, so you can make him nod, turn his head left to right like all the other basics. He has a pretty basic torso, as you can see here. He has a ball jointed shoulders, both arms, and he has a swivel jointed biceps too. If you get it to turn, yeah, there you go. So all basics have that joint as well, and that's on both arms. Looking at his right arm, you can see the detail in his tattoo that they put on there. Looks like a tattoo of a female. I'm not quite familiar with Titus that much, so I'm not sure. He has a typical jointed elbow like all the basics, along with a wrist that you could turn left and right, and you can move his wrist up and down as well. So that goes for both arms as usual. So looking at his left arm, there's no tattoos because he doesn't have any, so it's just a simple arm. Now going down to his tights, it says Titus, and it has all the little details, which is pretty cool. Looks very nice. He has a swivel waist joint like all the basics do, and his legs go up and down like all the basics do. So it's a nice figure. Looking at the back of his tights before I finish going on, it has more detail of the design that he has on his tights. So they did a really nice job on him, considering it's his first figure. So it's pretty cool. Going down to his knees, he has small knee pads, as you can see here, and he has typical knee joints that all the basics do. They move nice and smooth. Going down now to his boots, he has a boot swivel joint, so you could turn his boots in directions to help pose him, make him stand up easier, and he also has ankle joints on both feet. So yeah, that's basically it for Titus. Very simple figure, but very effective. It looks just like him, and it's nice to have him in the collection now. So now let's take a look at Darren Young. Now here we have Darren Young, so let's take a look at him up close. He has a smiling face scan, which is nice. It looks just like him. He has his little afro here. And what's really cool is that Mattel actually painted his earrings, so they put a nice amount of detail into these guys, even though they're very basic looking characters, so that's pretty neat. Now looking at his torso, he has a very simple, somewhat ripped torso here. He has a ball jointed shoulder joints on both arms, along with the bicep swivel joints on both arms, so that's pretty cool. Like all the basic figures. Looking at his right arm, you could see his tattoo that Mattel actually put even extra detail in, because they put the little red within his tattoo, so that's nice. He has a small elbow pad, and underneath that is the typical elbow joint, so the elbow pad does not restrict his movement. Going down his arm now, you can see he has a white wrist tape along with the wrist joints that move up and down, and you could swivel it back and forth, so that's nice. Looking at his left arm, the same. He has an elbow joint, no elbow pad here. He also has his wrist tape, the wrist joint, and that also bends up and down and swivels back and forth. Going now to his tights, it says D Young, and it's quite detailed just like Titus is, which is cool. So that looks nice that they put the detail there. He has a waist swivel joint like all the basics, and his legs can go up and down like all the basics as well. Looking at the back of his tights, it says no days off within a star, so it's nice they put the detail on his back as well. Going down to his legs now, I actually noticed that these knee pads look new to me. I don't remember anybody having these large knee pads, so it's cool to see a new accessory to my knowledge on the figure. So as you can see, it's just an enlarged version of past knee pads. So I think they kind of restrict his knee movement a little. It's a little hard to bend his knees, as you can see. I'm not sure if this is a thicker plastic than typical knee pads, but regardless, you could still bend his knee, just be careful. For the most part, it looks good. Going down to his boots, he has a swivel boot joint, so you can turn his boots left to right, along with the typical ankle joints that move up and down. So that's pretty much it for Darren Young, and Titus O'Neil. So here you have the primetime players, Darren Young and Titus O'Neil. They're definitely worth getting. They're not worth millions of dollars like they claim, but definitely pick them up. Definitely because it's Titus O'Neil's first figure, and it's the first version of the primetime players that you could have in your collection. So pick them up now. They're at retail stores or online, of course. And be sure to collect others in the series too if you want the Daniel Bryan pack or the Sheamus pack. And yeah, that's basically my review on the primetime players. Look for another Wrestling Figure Wednesday episode next Wednesday, and be sure to like the Figure Friday Facebook page to suggest future wrestlers and other figures you'd like me to review on future episodes, because I'd be more than happy to take suggestions. So thank you guys. Give a like to the video, comment, let me know what you think, and look for a new video next week. Thanks for watching. See you next week.